Welcome to Explore Music, where we will discover and learn about traditional and cultural music of specific regions or countries of the world. Today, we're exploring the music and dance of the unique Faroe Islands. The Faroe Islands are a set of North Atlantic islands between Iceland, Norway, and Scotland. The islands are known for their temperate and melancholy seasides and are home to around 52,000 inhabitants. The Faroe Islands, which translates to Sheep Islands, are thought to have been first settled by Irish monks around the year 625 AD, nearly 2 centuries before the first Norse settlers. Grimur Kaban is said to have been the first Norse settler to arrive in the year 825 under the rule of Harald Fairhair of Norway. The islands became a part of Norway and were Christianized in the early 11th century. Over the next centuries, the Faroe Islands saw much immigration from Norway, Ireland, and Scotland, creating a heritage of Celtic and Scandinavian roots. By the 1600s, Faroese as a language was able to be distinguished from other Scandinavian and Gaelic tongues. The language, now spoken by 72,000 people, descended from Old Norse and evolved similarly to Old Icelandic. In 1814, the Faroe Islands became part of Denmark under the Treaty of Kiel and have been since, only gaining autonomy as a sovereign state in 1948. With much of Faroese life dominated by Scandinavian rulers, coupled with the isolation and demand for fishing, Faroe Islanders historically did not have much ability to explore musical influences. Before the first significant instruments arrived to the islands in the mid-1800s, the voice was the major musical tool. Influence from Old Norse styles, ballad singing, and Faroese chain dancing are very important to the musical culture of the Faroe Islands to this day. One significant type of sung oral literature from the islands is known as Skjaldur. Faroese Skjaldur consists of centuries-old rhymes, lullabies, and fairy tales, whose tradition has no doubt aided the survival of the Faroese language. Simple Skjaldur may be sung in a pentatonic scale, only using 5 notes, and more complex Skjaldur may embellish those tones. The Corpus Carmenum Faroesium is a scholarly collection of 236 Faroese ballads published between 1941 and 1972. The Faroese chain or circle dance is a national dance of the Faroe Islands and is accompanied by sung ballads. The dance is performed in a medieval-style ring with many dancers. The rules are fairly simple. Everyone must be holding hands with the right hand on top of the persons next to them. Then the steps are very rhythmic, 2 steps to the left and 1 step back to the right. Other variations, styles, and games have been derived from the basic form of chain dancing. The skipari is the leader of the ballad who must know all the verses. Everyone else in the chain is the chorus and sings along with the verses and refrains, all a cappella. Traditionally, the Faroese chain dances would be performed indoors on cold winter nights. With many people performing in small places, the circle would bend and become more of loops, but everyone would stay connected in the chain. Chain dancing is still very much alive in the Faroe Islands, and tourists may participate in or watch the dance at most times of the year. Since there were not many formal instruments in the Faroe Islands, classical music in the sense as we know it did not exist until the last century. Sundleif Rasmussen is the most prominent classical composer of the Faroe Islands, creating many orchestral, chamber, vocal, and solo works. The first and currently only Faroese to compose a symphony, Rasmussen's work Oceanic Days won him the Nordic Council Music Prize in 2002. Conducted by Bernhardur Wilkinson, the Faroe Islands have their own symphony orchestra, an impressive feat for such a small population. Since singing has been so important to the Faroese people, there are multiple chamber choirs. The prominent Torshavn Choir, founded in 1966, and the more recent choir known as Tarira, conducted by Sundleif Rasmussen, have contributed many high-level performances worldwide, furthering the Faroe Islands' musical reputation. With the arrival of popular instruments in the 1800s, the Faroese music began to become more instrumental, but they never lost their strong vocal roots. The popular styles in the islands today are New Age folk, jazz, blues, pop, and alternative rock. Many non-natives describe Faroese music as having a sense of melancholy, no matter the genre. Many Faroese artists make their way into the Faroese music industry and then broaden their horizons by touring Europe and collaborating with others. Check the links below to watch and listen to more Faroese music. Thanks for watching Explore Music Faroe Islands. For more information about the Faroe Islands' traditional and contemporary music, be sure to check out the links in the description of additional resources and footage. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Explore Music. You can also check out our website at exploremusiconline.weebly.com to contact and support us. We now have a running podcast on Anchor, Spotify, or wherever you choose to listen to podcasts.